Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome everybody. Ahlan wa sahlan. Let's go on to this one. Right, so welcome everybody. Today I'm feeling a bit tired today, so I might not do a long live stream. The live stream, as you can see, has a watermark in the corner, and that's because the subscription has finished. I'm just waiting for Black Friday, inshallah, to buy the new one. Inshallah, once that's done, hopefully I'll be good. Today I had a talk today, so my throat, I'm eating some throat sweets. Throat is a bit tired, and tomorrow I have another talk, so I need to get some good rest, inshallah ta'ala. So welcome everybody, welcome. I usually do live streams on Saturday, Friday and Saturday. I don't know why this keeps going off for. Ibs, wa alaikum assalam, Smiling Batata, wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, ahlan wa sahlan. Welcome everybody. Yeah, so today I had a talk, and the talk was about Salahuddin Ayyubi. And tomorrow I've got a talk as well about Imam Ghazali rahimahullah. It's going to be at a retreat, so there's going to be a retreat, inshallah. I'll be going there, hopefully, inshallah ta'ala. So what's the latest? What's the latest with you guys? What's been happening? Tradition something 4454. So thoughts on the debate between I don't know watch it. I do not have time to watch. I don't know, I think 4 or 5 hour debates, and I'm not into Deobandis, I'm not into Brelvis. Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Ahlan wa sahlan. Any advice to students of knowledge to do better in classes? Yes. My advice would be is number 1, try to work on your weaknesses. So if your weakness is in Arabic grammar, focus on Arabic grammar. If it's on reading comprehension, focus on that. Yeah, I think that's the most important thing. Focus on the most important thing you can. Because a lot of students, they don't realize that the weaknesses that they have will not go away unless you improve it. So some people have weakness in sarf, some have it in nahu, some have it in reading, some have it in fiqh. Wa alaikum salam, Hassan Khan, ahla wa sahlan, wa alaikum salam, Ali. I am very well, my brother. Ahmad wa alaikum salam. How much impurity needs to enter water before it's classed as weak impurity? I don't know. Weak impurity? Is music an issue of mujtahad fihi? Yeah, music is not permitted. The only music that the ulama allow is duf. Duf is allowed. And like if you have a ringtone, something like that, jingles, which is what is known as purposeful. Purposeful. Jannah wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Ahla wa sahlan. But you are Deobandi. No, I'm not Deobandi. You are part of Deobandi. As-Sufa is not Deobandi. Like, I don't understand what makes something Deobandi. Do you have to believe in something specific? Do you have to study something specific? No, we don't have that in As-Sufa. Ya Allah, hasbunallah wa ni'mal wakil. Abid wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Ahlan wa sahlan. Ahlan wa sahlan. Welcome. So today I had to go for a janaza. One of my dad's friend, one I was saying yesterday for the burial was today. Yesterday was the janaza, today was the burial. So inshallah. When are the Asufa January? So if you're a Asufa student, you should have a calendar. So make sure you get your calendar, and the calendar, the dates are written. I can't remember from the top of my head, but the calendar will have it, inshallah. Sheikh Zaid would disagree. He's hardcore. I don't know. Maybe ask him. Maybe ask. I've never heard him say that he's Deobandi. How can one learn how to read Ibara faster, especially in class? So read Ibara faster, you have to do lots of reading. The only way you can get better at something is the more you read. Yeah, so you have to do a lot of reading, inshallah. And inshallah, hopefully you'll become better. That's the only way you're going to improve. The amount of reading you have to do, I would say at least every single day in your own time. You should do 10-15 minutes of reading every single day. Inshallah. Ya Allah. When exams? MashaAllah, Radia. Welcome, Radia. How are you, Radia? I heard you were ill. Have you got better? Are you better now? Salam, Mecca or Medina? I don't know. Is that a question? Is that just non-predatory bird that can fly? It's dropping stahir, while if can fly, it is najis. Non-predatory bird. Like, I don't know. Is this a trick question? I don't know what you're on about. It's dropping is tahir, while I have no idea why is this TikTok keep going off for. Ya Allah. What is Deobandi? So look, Deobandi, Deobandi is not a different type of Muslim. Deoband is basically the name of a place in India where about 200 years ago there was a madrasa that was started there. And this was as a reaction to the oppression of the British government against India. So they started a madrasa and they started a system of teaching. That's all it is. So there's no specific. Yes, there might be certain scholars who have gone through the Deobandi system who might hold certain views on certain things, positions, but it doesn't mean that everyone who's gone through that system has to hold those views. How long before Maghrib is Asr Makruh Tahrimi? The amount of time it takes you to pray the Fard Salat. Can children stay out after Maghrib Salat? Yes. Have to leave the Salat, but keep me in your du'as. Ameen. And you too. You too, my brother. Is it makruh tahriman to pray behind a ghair muqallid? No, it's not. It's permissible. When is Ishtibak al-Nujum in UK? And I don't know. I think maybe check the season, check the time of the year. It's probably like about 25 minutes after sunset. Hope you're well. A woman is 74 years old and she missed a few salats. Missed a few fasts, but last year she was able to fast. Will she have to keep qada? Yeah, if she's able to fast, she has to do qada. If she can't fast, then she does fidya. Ahmadiyya basically are not Muslim. This is a religion that was invented by a guy called Mirza Ghulam Qadiani. So what he did, he came to the people and told the people he is being given revelation by God. God is speaking to him. And so he's a prophet. And then he changed his mind and said, no, he's not a prophet. He's actually the promised Isa alayhi salam that's supposed to come. And then some say, no, he's actually the Imam Mahdi. So it's kind of like evolving in what he actually believes in. So this is pretty much unanimous. Everyone agrees the Qadianis are not Muslims. They have invented their own set of beliefs. How does one go about controversial statements made by elders of Deoband? If they made some statements that are wrong, it's wrong. Look, this is just the general rule for anyone that comes across statements that seem problematic. Number one, did they make those statements? Yes or no? Number two, if they did make those statements, what did they mean by it? And then number three is that did they retract their position from those statements? Remember this rule for everything. Whether Imam Ibn Taymiyyah rahimahullah said this, whether Maulana Qasim Nanotwi said this, or whether Maulana Ahmad Raza Khan said this, whoever makes a statement, always ask these three things. Did they really say it, or is it just someone has said it about them? That's the first thing. And if they did say, then what did they exactly mean by it? Sometimes someone can say a statement. What did they actually mean by it? And the number three is that did they ever retract that? If they did say that and they meant this certain thing, then did they actually retract this position? Did they kind of like say, actually, I made a mistake and I'm taking it back? Yeah, so that's for everyone. So this is why generally I think people should be aware of this. Abu Bakr wa alaikum salam. Nice to see Sheikh like always. Ahlan wa sahlan Rosina. Welcome. I do apologize, TikTok. My TikTok keeps just going off. Can you speak Arabic? Yes, I can speak Arabic. Now, we're going to stop. They stun the animal before killing. Is this halal? If it's a light stunning, yes, it'll be halal. Yeah. If it's deadly stunning, lethal stunning, then no. When washing the face for wudu, what is ruling around the beard? So if it's a thick beard, then all you have to do is just pass your fingers through it. You don't have to wash it. If it's a thin beard where you can see the skin underneath, you have to wash it. Happy Christmas. I don't celebrate Christmas, but I hope you guys are enjoying your seasonal celebrations. I do not celebrate these celebrations because unfortunately, as Muslims, we don't believe God had a son. So we don't believe God had a son, and we believe Jesus was the prophet of God, and he was not the son of God. How to perform Umrah. So Umrah, the way you perform Umrah is, I made a video on this. If you go to my YouTube channel and type in Crash Course Umrah Liaquat Zaman, you'll come across a video where I explained it all. Speak Arabic. Unfortunately, Shawaf, most of the people here, they do not speak Arabic. So it would be inappropriate for me to speak Arabic if most of the people don't understand Arabic. I'm coming back and playing your house, alhamdulillah. You read Men Are From Mars? No, I have not read that, but I do want to read that. That's my next book, inshallah, I'm going to read. Thank you for reminding me. Can you recite Quran? Yes, I can recite Quran. Can you? Salam. Is trading Forex haram? So do you know the conditions of the contract? If you know the conditions of the contract, then I'll be able to help you with that. What's the best way to... Okay, I don't know what you're on about. I don't know. You sound like a right-wing extremist there. You sound like one of Mr. T. Robbins' men. Ya Allah. What's their ruling on missing fast due to apostasy if they come back to make them up? They have to just accept Islam again, do tawbah. I heard a few local Maulanas and Muftis say English Friday khutbah is bid'ah and there's no valid opinion. I don't know. But a few Hanafi mosques where I'm at university do that, yes. There is valid ikhtilaf in regards to the khutbah being English. I can't connect to TikTok, so I joined here. Welcome. Covering the head of the Torah, what's the hukum? Not necessary. Is HFA halal? Then they claim they're still to mobilize this. I wouldn't have a problem with that. I know some other people would disagree with me and they stick to HMC. I wouldn't have a problem with that. Does first house mortgage ever become a necessity? Only if it's very, very hard for you to be able to find yourself a house or rent, etc., as a last resort. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. My workplace does a work dinner at Christmas time. I started a few weeks ago, and from what I have gathered, there will be haram actions such as free mixing. I would avoid it. Don't go. Yeah, do not go. Lately, I've been feeling away from Islam. How can I improve? What I would say, my brother, is try to find some good company. Company is probably one of the biggest things that will help you. So the biggest things that will help you is that when you have company, they motivate you, they give you support, inshallah. Yeah, so make sure you, inshallah, you try finding some good company. Have you looked into prop firms trading? No, I haven't looked into that. Alaikum assalam. Do you recommend learning a dialect? No, unless you only learn a dialect if you're planning to live in a specific part of the Arab world. Then you can learn it. Ya Allah, hasbunallah, ni'mal wakeel. Don't some chickens die? No, not from light staining. No, they don't. If I learn Fusha, can I understand all dialects? Inshallah. Is amateur boxing allowed? If it's not to play professionally, just to sparring and like that, then I wouldn't see a problem with it. At Wingstop, they stun the animal before killing it. Is it halal? There is a debate. Yeah, I wouldn't see a problem with it as long as it's not lethal stunning. I don't know where my moderators are. Okay. What proof is there for English khutbah? Yeah, so basically, the khutbah in the Quran, Allah calls it dhikrullah. Fas'aw ila dhikrillah. Hasten towards the dhikr of Allah. So, according to Imam Hanifa, rahimahullah, the khutbah is any type of dhikr that you do. So, dhikr can be done in any language. And there is no command in the Quran, no command in the Hadith that the khutbah has to be done in Arabic. Nowhere. Unlike when it comes to praying salat and reading your salat, the Hanafis generally say that it has to be done in the Arabic language. Yeah. So that's basically it. So that's why it's not considered to be. Okay. All right. Okay, I will have to unblock. Okay, I'm gonna have to try and find how to unblock. Ya Allah, hasbunallah. Right. Is that the same case for missing prayers due to apostasy? Yes, same. How can one respond to female co-workers inviting them to a social event? Just tell them straight. Sometimes you got to be very straight with people. Be straight up with people. Don't try to go around the bend. Right? Just be straight. What do you think of Islamic cartoons? Some have music and celebrate birthdays. So I would say, look, if it's considered to be like some very explicit music, things like that, and the cartoon is not educational at all, it's not beneficial, then avoid it. Can you explain the hadith Afr al-Awdaj bima shit? Okay, so I don't know the hadith, but the wording that you just brought there is basically the Awdaj is the vessels in the neck, blood vessels. So that would mean you can sever the blood vessels which with whatever sharp object you can find. Like it's not like the The Jewish tradition says that you have to use a certain type of object. But according to Sharia, any sharp object would do fine, as long as you don't use your teeth or your fingernails. Ya Allah. Okay, 1 second. Sabr, sabr. What's your marriage course going to cover? It's going to cover, from an Islamic point of view, what marriage is all about, finding a spouse, marriage problems that people go through, how to overcome them, these kind of things. Yeah. So it's going to be very beneficial, inshallah ta'ala. Why can't you go out with female? So as Muslims, look, having males having female friends isn't really a thing. I know it's a thing in the Western society, but as a Muslim, we don't have friends. Of course, you have co-workers. If there's a work meal or something like that, that's fine. But if it's just going out for the sake of going out with friends for a meal, then you should avoid. This type of interaction should only be there if there's a necessity for it. So as Muslims, we have to understand interaction. I am very good. I am Christian. Welcome, my Christian friend. What I was saying before, why is the birds dropping tahir? Yeah, so that's the birds dropping tahir is because of haraj, because it's very difficult to stop the birds from dropping on you, doing droppings on you, and because the Muslims in their days used to allow birds to perch in the masjids, and wherever the birds perch, there's going to be droppings. Yeah, so there's going to be droppings. So therefore, those droppings are considered to be out of haraj. So there's a concept in Hanafi fiqh which is difficulty. Anything which is burdensome or difficulty for widespread for the people, the ruling reduces. Is listening to female nasheed artists? No, you shouldn't. Should not be listening to these. If it's for children, that's fine. Children can listen to them. If one of Imam Abu Hanifa's opinion in regards to alcohol from date, barley, and grape are not allowed only, and that was one of the views that Abu Hanifa, but it was only in situations where there was a need for it. What's the ruling of having a picture of a sheikh hung up? People have avoid it. No, you shouldn't have them. If one has broken many oaths in the same topic, does one have to do kafara or multiple? It depends exactly what they said. Could be one or it could be multiple, depending exactly what the oaths they made. Alaikum assalam, Umair. Ahla wa sahlan, mashallah. Alaikum assalam. This is mentioned. What fiqh are you following? Hanafi fiqh. Sheikh, is mass slaughtering with the knives but saying only one Bismillah for the many goats, is this allowed? If so, according to Hanafis, no, you shouldn't be doing this. Shafis will allow it. Is it better for women to pray in Haramain at home? If they are in the Haram, then they should pray in the Haramain. Is watching UFC permissible? I would say no. Sheikh, what is the ruling on watches made from silver? So if a watch is made from silver, it's fine. Are there any poems on Hanafi fiqh? Yes. Tuhfatut Tullab. Sheikh, what is the ruling on earrings for men not allowed? Going to Hanafis. Sleeping while the legs are facing Qibla. Try to avoid it, but it won't be sinful. Prawns, hukum. Prawns are permissible. When is your marriage course? 6th of December, inshallah. Are you doing an event on the 6th in Birmingham with some other ulama? Yes, in the evening I have a talk with some. There's something called Ya Ummati conference. Thankful for your all Quran learning videos. You're welcome, my brother Muhammad Jamal. Ahlan wa sahlan. Are skin fades allowed? Yes, skin fades are allowed. Is keeping dogs allowed in the backyard? As long as you've got the dog for a valid reason, like protecting your property or guide dog, something like that. It's not just for entertainment. Silver necklaces are permissible for women, not for men. Is what jewelry? No. What's the condition under which the Hanafi school adopts the rulings of Sahibin? This requires you to study ifta. So it's not really a 2-minute answer. It requires looking at different scenarios, different cases. What is your opinion on the debate between Usman and Deobandi? I think it was a waste of time. I didn't even watch it. But these kind of debates, they are just so fuzul, waste of time, energy, and it's just pure entertainment for the masses. That's all it is. Sheikh, why did some imams not marry for the sake of deen when they, Prophet ﷺ clearly said, because they were busy? They probably had a problem. They might have had personal problems that they couldn't get married. So according to Hanafis, we say marriage is recommended, but if a person has overwhelming sexual desire, then it's considered to be necessary. Ya Allah. Plus, the thing we have to remember is this: look, we don't know all the details of their life. That's the thing as well. We don't know exactly what would the position. Maybe they tried to find spouse, but they couldn't find spouse. What was your motivation to do Alamiya and Iftar studies? Did you choose to do them yourself? Yes, I did it totally myself because I wanted to understand Islam properly. I started practicing Islam at the age of 17 and I wanted to learn more about Islam. So I wanted to just fully understand it, everything for myself. So I don't need to ask scholars. Wa alaikum assalam. What are your thoughts on reading self-development books from non-Muslims? 100%. I read them. Very, very good. You should read them. Of course, wherever there's something which clashes with Islam, we take the good and leave the bad. Jazakallah khair. Today's speech after Isha, it was very good, mashallah. Thank you very much, my brother. Thank you, alhamdulillah. So I had a talk today in Birmingham, alhamdulillah. That's why my voice sounds a bit croaky. Is it permissible to keep parrots since I have 2? Yes, parrots are permissible. How can I explain to my non-Muslim friends eternal punishment? What you can do, go to Sapiens Institute website. They've got articles on these kind of topics, inshallah. They'll help you. Can you have pictures hanged up in your living room of people? You should avoid it. You shouldn't have them. If you wasn't a Hanafi, what fiqh would you be following? Probably Maliki fiqh. The t-shirts with Puma logo like Anna, etc. permissible? Yes. The question about oaths, can you give some examples? No, I can't. I mean, if you've got some specific questions, email it to me in the week. I'll get back to you. What is isti'ab in fiqh? I don't know what isti'ab in fiqh means, but in Arabic, I know what isti'ab means. Isti'ab means to cover everything fully. Prawns, we grew up learning makruh. That's fine. If you feel that it's makruh, it's fine. If you grew up learning something, I can't change that, can I? Sheikh, I am security at night shift, so I need to sleep a day. Zohar namaz, I pray at least time, and after a minute get time for Asr, but I really want to pray at. Mashallah, Allah make it easy for you, brother. Women should make their way for Haramain Jamaat. I would say yes. They've paid so much money to travel all the way to Makkah, and now they're not going to pray in the Haramain. So I don't understand why they wouldn't pray in the Haramain. Sheikh, do you know the other madhab's view on English khutbahs? No, I don't. Generally, I think they're allowed. Other madhabs give permissibility for it. Shafi madhab especially. Wa alaikum assalam, Ibn Adam. Sheikh, are parrots allowed to be consumed? Yes. If you feel like roasting a parrot, you're allowed to. Should you memorize Quduri like sentence by sentence or poems better? It's up to you, whatever you think is going to be. I tried to memorize Quduri when I was studying. I memorized quite a bit of it, but then unfortunately I forgot it. So for me, it wasn't very good. I think poems for me works better. Poems. I'm Zeno. I'm your biggest fan. Jazakallah khair, bro. MashaAllah. Thank you very much. How do you know Islam is the truth? Good question. How do we know Islam is the truth? The only way we can know Islam is the truth if we research it. That's the only way. So we look into Islam, we try to study the Quran, we study the life of the Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. That's how we're going to find out if it's true. Is the 40th Khatam and so on permissible? It's not part of Islam. Is it permissible to make money selling cats? Yes. What are some good books on adab? I heard Imam Ghazali. A good book easy book on adab would be something like Islamic Manners by Sheikh Abdul Fattah Abu Ghudda. Very easy to follow. Views on Mawlid, like if you can tell me what you mean by Mawlid, then I'll be able to answer that one. Because Mawlid is a very big word, has lots of different connotations. What difference between Hanafi and Maliki fiqh? It's more to do with the approach. So there's quite a few differences between them. But it's to do with more like the approach of how they deal with evidences. So, for example, like one might be the practice of the people of Medina to be more important. So the people of Malikis would say yes. The practice of the scholars of Medina is considered to be evidence. Can I take from other madhabs for ease? As long as you speak to the other madhabs experts, yes. So you have to go to an expert of another madhab and ask them your question. Is Qawali permissible? No. What's the ruling on washing your beard while doing wudu? Is permissible. You can wash it if you like. Is house insurance permissible in the UK? If it's going to be a very serious problem if you don't get it, then you can get it. Save Institute for Eternal Punishment Info, inshallah. Contact them, inshallah. They'll be able to give you a breakdown. Because they specialize in this. I don't specialize in da'wah. So they specialize in da'wah. They know how other schools of thought or atheists, they work. Is it permissible to have non-Muslim friends? I wasn't a Muslim before, so I have a few friends. Yes, you can have non-Muslim friends, inshallah. But have the intention that you want to bring them towards Islam. I have worked throughout Asr time and only get back 20 minutes before Maghrib. Is it permissible to take Sahibain's opinion for early Asr? Possibly, yes, inshallah. Wa alaikum assalam. I just got A+ on my maths, mashallah. Well done. Well done, Ibrahim. Another vlog. You're the only guy that asks for vlogs. How was the marriage that you attended last week? Marriage? No, I didn't attend the marriage last week. Sheikh, can you explain what taqiyya is? Taqiyya, as in, are you talking about the Shia practice of taqiyya? Is that what you're talking about? It's not in Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah, so we don't really have anything like that. But the Shia have this concept of where you can basically twist the truth to save yourself from problems. I don't know the exact details of how the fiqh of their taqiyya works, but that's pretty much the gist of it. So you can basically kind of like lie to someone in religion. Make sure everyone, guys, who are on TikTok, hit the heart button, like button. Make sure you like. Spread the good. What are some books you recommend for a student of knowledge to read? Beginner, stage, intermediate, and advanced. So read the Quran first of all, I would say. Cover to cover. Make sure you read the Quran. Read a book on Seerah, like Muhammad by Martin Lings. Read these. Start off with these two books. When is it permissible to lie, Sheikh? You're not allowed to lie. In Islam, you're not allowed to lie unless it's a matter of life and death. Is Isal Thawab recommended? Yes. Isal Thawab is where you do an action and then you intend the reward of that action to go to someone. I'm in a non-Muslim society for about 4 years and they fight all the time. I'm afraid. Can I stop praying there? Why do you have to stop praying? Can't you pray? I'm sure you can find somewhere to pray. Is it better to join prayers when traveling on a plane as a Hanafi? If you can pray on time, you must pray on time. And if you can't, then possibly you can take the opinion of other schools, but Hanafis do not allow combining. Who is more credible, Ibn Hajar or Allama Aini? Ibn Hajar. In hadith, definitely Ibn Hajar. Dua for Gaza, Ameen. Is travel insurance permissible? Again, only if you know that it's going to cause a very big problem if you go to another country and get ill, something happens and you can't afford it. How many years iftar running out so far? 4 years. Why is considered serious problem for home insurance? Like, for example, you think that there's going to be a fire, there's a good chance there's going to be a fire, or there's going to be something that's going to cause the building to collapse, anything like that. If one is only able to use the toilet tissue, can I do wudu and salah after? I mean, if you don't have any access to water, yeah? So in that case, of course, then there's nothing much you can do. Are Shias considered Muslims? Yes. Sheikh, didn't the Prophet ﷺ do taqiyya? No. Prophet ﷺ never did taqiyya. What would you prefer to do dua with, the hands up or the hands down to wipe your face? Hands up and wipe your face, yes. Can I work for an insurance company where I solve problems? It depends exactly what the terms and conditions are. I'd have to look at the description of the job exactly. Maybe. It all depends. Have you read Sheikh Jibril Fuad had a review on Martin Links? No, I haven't. Which Hanafi book has the most commentary on? Is it Al Hidayah? I don't know. They say Kuduri has the most commentary. Is it haram to work at a bank? It depends exactly what the job is, what the job description is. Can you combine salah due to difficulty at work? No. What I would suggest is you speak to a scholar about your specific situation and ask them, inshallah. So any reliable scholar, speak to them directly regarding your situation. Ya Allah, subhanallah. What about if it's in a Western toilet without a lota? What you can do is, try to get yourself wet wipes. Wet wipes you can use. You can get yourself a little bottle of water, something like that. Would it be better for a Hanafi to read Fathul Bari or Aini's? It depends what you want. What's your objective? If you want to understand hadith in depth, then definitely Ibn Hajar's, you have to read that. Is it sinful to take out more than a basic insurance policy instead for cars where it's required by law? It depends exactly what you're taking out. Are you talking about comprehensive and third party? Is hifth required in order to do Alimiya studies? No. What is the Naqshbandi wisdom on saying, I don't know, I'm not Naqshbandi. Illa an tattaqu minhum tuqat. No. So I don't think you're quoting that verse correctly. Illa an tattaqu minhum tuqat means you protect yourself from their harm. So it does not mean that lying. The Ahl Sunnah do not interpret this verse as lying. So tattaqu means to shield yourself, to protect yourself to some degree from their harm. Is the ruling the same of it's just urination? Yeah. So if it's urination and it doesn't go everywhere, then you can use tissue only. What do you mean reliable scholar? Like someone who is reliable to ask. I know it's difficult. Some people, they don't know who's reliable. What I would say is try to do your due diligence. Like, for example, a reliable doctor. When you have a problem, who do you go to? You go to a doctor who's reliable. So reliability is basically, as long as that scholar has not done anything wrong in society, and as long as the scholar has not is known for being a scholar. Is Tafsir Mawardi reliable source of tafsir? I don't really use that, so I don't really know. If a person takes that comprehensive, no, it won't become sinful. Is passive deception considered lying? What's passive deception? Can you give me an example? Give me an example of passive deception. When will you go back to your own country? Soon, inshallah. Don't worry. I'm just waiting for the rubber dinghy to come so I can go back. So waiting for that rubber dinghy, man. I've been waiting for like 43 years now since I was born. To all my non-Muslim viewers, please consider reading the Quran. Consider thinking about God. Who is your creator? Who has put you in this world? You haven't come here on your own. You don't just turn up on earth. You've been put here for a reason. God has brought you into this world, and one day God will take you from this world. Turn back to God. Learn about who God is. Jesus is not God. God cannot have a son. It doesn't make sense. How could the creator of the universe, the ultimate one who has brought everything into existence, have a son? It doesn't even ration doesn't even make sense. So please turn back to God. So turn back to God. Understand one day you will leave this world as well. You're going to leave everything behind. Your family is going to be left behind. Your wealth is going to be left behind. You're going to have to face your creator, your God. So please turn back to God and repent to him. And this is why we're here in this world. We're here for a purpose. Our purpose is to serve the Almighty God. Is it sunnah to skip Jummah prayer and just make 2 rakats and say it's sufficient? No, it's not sunnah. Guys, and by the way, all the non-Muslim, please comment as well. Yeah, please, because the more you guys comment, the more my videos get shown to other people. So actually, it helps me to be able to reach out to more people as well. So please make sure you comment on all my non-Muslims viewers on TikTok. Please comment as much as you can. Yeah, please. Whatever you want to comment, even if it's a little dot, even smiley face. Yeah, just don't be rude, please. Alaikum assalam, Electrifier. Welcome. I am confused on Quran ayat in Surah Nisa where the verse says, whatever evil comes to you is from yourself. And the next verse says, say everything. So yeah, so basically what that verse means is anything that you have done, you're in control of. This is something because the evil has come because of you. You're the one that perpetrated it. You're the one that had consciously done it. But in reality, everything in the universe that happens, every movement, Allah is still in control of. So even though you're doing everything, you're like the pawn on the chess piece, yeah. But Allah is in full control. So everything comes from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Just like, for example, the light switch. You press the light switch, but in reality, the light switch is controlled by the electricity and everything that runs behind it. Sheikh, is Mustadrak al-Hakim an authentic chain of narrations? According to many scholars, no, it's not. Sheikh, can men pluck their eyebrows in between? Yes, the hair that's in between. How can one balance between staying sincere and getting paid to teach Islamic studies? Very good. So I would say this, that the money that you take it with the intention that this is going to provide you with support in your day-to-day issues, rent, etc. And that you're doing it for the sake of Allah, that you could have taken more than this. And this is the amount that you're taking because of your needs. So you balance between the two. Sheikh, if Jesus didn't die on the cross, who did then? We have no idea. No idea who died on the cross. Remember, in them days, they didn't have photos and videos. No one, the average person didn't know what Jesus looked like. They heard about him. So if there's some guy who is caught and crucified, and people are saying this is Jesus, does that necessarily mean it's Jesus? Could be someone else. So Allah says, "Shubbiha lahum." It was made confusing to them. Is Jummah prayer obligatory for Muslims in prison? Yes. If they can pray, they must. Can women remove the hair between the eyebrows? Yes. Most scholars earn good income. I don't know which part of the world you live in, but I don't think that's true. Well, not in the UK anyway. Billy, please think about Islam, yeah, please, and comment as much as you can as well on my feed, please, and share the video with others as well, so others can comment as well. Billy, honestly, think about it. You're living your life. You're probably drinking. You're destroying your body from the inside. Think about God. Turn back to God, please, Billy. Billy, come on, please. I'm going to pray for you, Billy, and everyone here, guys. Everyone, please pray for Billy, that Billy turns to God, repents, becomes a better person. Can the wali of a woman revert also be the witness and lead the marriage? Yes. Yeah. Don't judge me. I'm just guessing. You're right. I'm guessing. Yeah. Please, Billy, turn to Islam. Yeah. You've heard it all before. Please hear it again, because sometimes we need to hear something multiple times. Think about it. You're gonna die one day, Billy. Imagine you turn to dust and then you're resurrected again in front of your Creator. What are you gonna say to your Creator? Scholars earn well above the minimum age. I don't think you know what's happening about scholars. Yeah, the best. I don't think you know. No offense to you, bro. You probably know a few scholars. Is monthly car insurance considered as interest as it's more expensive then? Not necessarily, because some people can't afford annual. Is it four plus two sunnah after Jum'ah? There's ikhtilaf. In Hanafi school, there's ikhtilaf. Was it an innocent man that we don't know exactly who took the place? Someone took the place. Can we eat food given by Christians as long as it's not haram food? How can I be Muslim scholar like you while I can't waste much time on my books they hate reading the Quran for? Just read quietly. You can just read in your head, inshallah. Wa alaikum salam. Which would you recommend, Ma'rif al-Quran or Tafsir Usmani for beginners? If you don't have much time, Tafsir Usmani. Can you please tell us about ijaza? Ijaza in what? Can you elaborate what you mean by ijaza? So an example, for say someone is fasting and the Islamophobe parents ask them if they are fasting. So instead of denying the fast that they are fasting, they say, "I will eat later." Yeah, so that's not a lie. That's not a lie. Telling the truth, aren't you? But if they say to you, "Are you fasting?" and you say, "Yes, I am fasting," if you say, "No, I'm not fasting," then that's clearly a lie. Yeah. So I want to go abroad to lead Tarai, but I gave them my prices. Okay. I gave them my price. Yeah, should be fine, inshallah. 100% we need to hear regularly. Will you finish the Quduri series on YouTube? Babut? Yes, inshallah, I will, my brother. At the time of the Prophet ﷺ, were the Christians Trinitarian? Yes. The Quran says so. The Quran says, لَقَدْ كَفَرَ الَّذِينَ قَالُوا إِنَّ اللَّهَ ثَالِثُ ثَلَاثَةٍ. Again, look, this is why Muslims must read the Quran. Honestly, Muslims who have not read the Quran, translation of the Quran cover to cover, what are you guys doing? Think about it. What are you doing with your lives? Read the Quran. Start every day, read at least one page of the Quran. That's it. Just one page of translation of the Quran. And you think about this, if you read one page, maybe after 1 year, 2 years, you'll finish the whole Quran. So start going through the Quran, read what God is saying. Is it true Hanafis and Shafi had biggest rivalry out of the others? Not necessarily. Maybe in certain parts of the world. Maybe. Yeah, maybe in certain parts of the world. Should one charge like minimum wage or just above minimum according to? Yeah, I think people should charge according to the necessities of their life, whatever they need for their life, whether it's minimum wage or higher than minimum wage. I think scholars should be paid a high wage. Scholars on average should be paid 35k, 40k. I mean, on average, unfortunately, in the UK, scholars are paid between £14,000 to £21,000 a year. 14 to £21,000 a year. That's the average. That's from what I know from what scholars earn, which is not a lot, especially if you've got a family to run, etc. So I think scholars should be paid at least 30 to 35k a year. Sharia gives a man right to get married even without informing parents and hurt their feelings when there is overpowering desire. Yes. What does a kuf legal match mean in marriage? It means basically someone who is at the same type of background, like for example, in regards to their religiosity, in regards to the kind of wealth that they're used to, family background. Laser hair removal is halal for males and females. It depends which part of their body, but yes. What tea is this? This is a tea I bought from Aldi's. It's called Special Selected Tea. Aldi tea. Is Hidayah okay? Is Hadiya okay for Imams? Yes. Alayha Tisa. Can you explain what this refers to? This refers to Jahannam. We don't know what Jahannam looks like. Allah tells us that there are 19 angels at the gates of Jahannam. Now, what does 19 mean? What do they look like? We don't know any idea at all. Allah has told us that this is the case. Ya Allah. What are the grounds for granting khula if the wife's rights are not being fulfilled? How can one contact you to give lecture at local mosque? Send me an email. So email is learningdeen@gmail.com. So deen is with three threes instead of two e's. So learningdeen@gmail.com. So the two e's are two threes. If you got knowledge, you should share it. Yeah, okay, that's fine. I will share. You just pay for all my bills. You just pay for all my bills. I will share as much as you like. I have a question. Yes, Chris, go for it. Fiqh QA. Which rights have I? So the wife has a right to be given maintenance regularly, to be provided for, so clothing, food, etc., shelter. Those are the main rights, and sexual rights as well. I know many scholars that now have to do side jobs, taxis. Yeah, that's a sad reality, and that's a lot of scholars I know in Birmingham who have to do side jobs, like 2, 3 jobs. They hardly get time to meet their families. That's a sad reality. What about the reconciling between 70,000 change Jahannamas? I mean, that's from the ilm al-ghaib, isn't it? We don't know exactly the details of this. So we don't even have to, it doesn't have to make sense to us, these kind of things in the akhirah, because they're beyond our understanding. Maybe it'll make sense to us later on. 9 angels grade like, I don't know. In my country, most people say that there are 8 Jannahs. There's 8 gates to Jannah. 8 gates to Jannah. Yes, 8 gates, but not 8 Jannahs. Salam. Does my wife get the maintenance loan? I don't understand. You mean, can your wife ask you for a loan? Is that what you're saying? Is it sufficient to use only toilet paper after urinating? Yes. As long as the urine doesn't create artwork everywhere around. Deobandi versus Brilvi, I have no idea. I mean, are you talking about like MMA fights? Are you talking about in eating? Are you talking about in sprinting? Walaikum assalam. Is it best to shave or trim the mustache? So some Hanafis say shave, some Hanafis say trim. Halwa versus dal chawal, yes. I think Deobandis are better in. Actually, Brelvis are quite good in eating as well. Yeah, depends. I think size of the belly as well. Do you know Sheikh Ismail Ibrahim? I've heard of him, but I don't know him personally. How many levels of Jannah are there? The Prophet ﷺ mentioned in one hadith 100 levels. There's 100 levels, but we don't know exactly the details. Again, see, a lot of the things about Jannah and the Day of Jannah, we don't know the details. We've just been given little drops of information, like an ocean. There's an ocean of knowledge about the hereafter we don't have. Allah has just given us little drops of knowledge about the akhirah, about Jannah, about Jahannam, about the Day of Judgment, and we're trying to, with our brains, trying to fit everything together. Why do all Dio Mola? I don't know. Ask them. Go and ask the Dio Molas. Why do Brelvi Molanas have? What do they have? Do they have like big bellies? What do they have? Thoughts on IDA? I don't know. I've never been to IDA. I've met some people from IDA. Some mostly, I think IDA's graduates seem to be very strict. They have like a very, like, what do you call it? Like a one kind of idea. I think that's what idea. No offense to IDA. I mean, there's some very good scholars from IDA. But I don't know. Why do we split into sects? Quran? Of course, I 100% agree with you, Peace Heaven. I think there should be no sects. I do not affiliate with any sect at all myself. So I know there are 8 but our school academic book specifically is 8 Jannahs. I don't know. I don't think that's correct. When a man is paying for his Assalamu alaikum, ahlan wa sahlan, welcome, Eid zil Fatus. So a boy got married without informing parents because parents were abroad and there was a visa issue while he doesn't want to provide for parents as well, so he doesn't want them back in the. Your question is, Rosina, your question is very, very cryptic. I think you need to write your question out very clearly. I'm not in your head. I can't read what you're thinking. So when you guys ask your questions to everyone, please make sure you write out your question very clearly because sometimes I don't understand what you're saying. So who is Maududi? So Abu Ala Maududi was a journalist in India. He knew Arabic and he was very well proficient in writing. So he's written a lot of books and he also has a translation of the Quran that he's done. Wa alaikum assalam. Zed sanga halde zamarur khaye. Sanga chalunu dinan sabah. غیب شویه. Do mental thoughts incur sins? No. Thoughts are not sinful. Our birthday is permissible to celebrate in and of themselves. There's no sin attached to them. There's no Quranic ayah. There's no hadith. There's nothing from Sahaba to say that birthdays are not allowed. It's just the things that you do with birthdays that might be problematic. My wife, Khula, me in private, no imams involved. I accepted. Is this divorce valid? Yes. This is a valid divorce. We wish to reconcile. Yes. You'll have to remarry her again. So you just have to do a nikah again. What is the best way to learn Arabic? Do my course, guys. I have a course which is called Quranic Arabic 17 Lessons. It's £50, 50, £50, one-time payment. And inshallah, you'll learn a lot of Arabic, inshallah. Ya Allah. Sheikh, is it sunnah to dye the beard? The Prophet has, according to the authentic reports, he did not dye his hair. He did not dye his beard hair. But Sahaba did. So yes, it would be permissible. It's good to dye your beard. I know I've got some white hairs coming. I'm thinking about maybe starting dyeing it when it gets a bit more. If someone reads these books and believes that there are 8 Jannahs, will they be? No, they won't be sinful, inshallah. If a man divorced and has a child who is providing for, what must he pay for? His ex-wife is living with the baby with her parents. Must he consider costs like bills? No. That's no longer his wife. He just has to pay for the maintenance of the child. That's all he has to pay for. Yeah. He does not have to pay for her. Brother, one who never prays or does anything Allah instructs to do so, is it fashion or faith? I have no idea. Brother, you sound very philosophical there. I have no idea what you're saying. Can you elaborate more on what you're asking? Have you durus online Arabic? Not in Arabic. Do you know Sheikh Abdul Majid? Majid? Is that the one from Crawley? Yeah, I've met him a few times. If you struggle to control your thoughts and think something is kufr, no, it's not sinful. I think you suffer from waswasa, brother. So what I would suggest is contact a scholar, speak to them. Hopefully you can get some sort of a treatment done. What is maintenance? No, khula is basically the woman asks for divorce and then the husband says, okay, give me back the money that I gave you as mahar. She gives that back and then khalas, he gives divorce, it's over. Do you know Sheikh Salim Dorat? No, I don't know him. I've heard of him, but I don't know him personally. Does the safe group refer to Jamhoor? Yes, Ahlul Sunnah al Jama'ah, inshallah. Are you born? Yes, that is correct. I am 43 years old. Is Siyar min A'lam al-Nubala a trusted source? Yes. Jazakallah khair, you're welcome. I graduated from Jamiatul Ulum al-Islamiyya, Banuri Town, Karachi. What madhab do you follow? I follow the Hanafi school in fiqh. How can we distinguish between mental health and being afflicted with sihr? I don't know. I'm not an expert in jinn and sihr, so I wouldn't be able to answer that one. How have you achieved to be balanced and not sectarian? I basically do not affiliate myself to any group. I think that's the most important thing. People affiliate themselves to a particular group and they believe they have to fit in with someone. Have you been to Sheikh Salim Madrasa? No, I have not been there. Who are some top Qurra you recommend? I don't know, I'm not too much into Qurra. The ones that I like is Minshawi and Muhammad Ayub and who else? Husari. I follow the Aqidah of the Sahaba. So don't ask me what is the Aqidah. Whatever the Sahaba used to believe, I believe in that. That's it. And I don't ask any questions after that. Can husband stop wife's allowance if she keeps asking for divorce and she withholds intimacy? Yes, if she withholds intimacy, then possibly. Islamic fiqh is maqamat when reciting the Quran aloud, as long as it doesn't break the rules of tajweed. Does khula count as one or three? One. Sheikh, what are your thoughts on Donald Trump releasing? I have no idea. I'm not too much into politics, guys. But I think, this is just a little game these guys are playing. Sometimes they say they will disclose the files. Sometimes they say there's nothing in the files. I don't know. How does a person know if it is OCD and not waswasa? OCD was the same thing. Both the same thing. If I tell my parents that I'm studying when in reality I'm studying about Islam, will it be sinful as long as I'm completing the obligations of obeying them? Inshallah. Yes. Qari Hindawi on tour here. MashaAllah. I pray well. When learning the Arabic language, some teachers encourage reading Qasas and Anbiya to supplement. Are there any basic Ash'ari Aqidah books that one could know? I don't think it's very good to start your Arabic language with books of Ilm al-Kalam because the language is not normal Arabic language. So do not start with that. It's like someone starting English and then they want to read books on physics. They want to start their English learning by going through physics books. It's not a good idea. Start with stories, kid stories. It was nice to meet you the other day, Zubair. Oh, mashallah, mashallah, Maulana. Ahlan wa sahlan. Ahlan wa sahlan, Habibina. Jazakallah khair. Yes, at the janaza. Jazakallah, brother. Mashallah. Allah put barakah in your learning Arabic, in your studies. It's very nice to meet you, mashallah. Ustad, can I study Hanafi fiqh on my own at the beginning? You can do, but I think you might make mistakes and misunderstandings. There's lots of possibilities of making mistakes and misunderstanding Hanafi fiqh. So just be careful about that. If I talaq my wife 2 times, then khula is remarriage, and then it's over. Then it's 3. What do you regard as some of the most senior scholars in the UK? In the UK, you guys might disagree with me, but tough. You guys are going to disagree with me. So I think people like Mufti Shabir from Blackburn, I think he's probably one of the senior scholars. Sheikh Abdullah Judai, he's one of the senior scholars. Sheikh Akram Nadawi, he's one of the senior scholars. Again, if you guys disagree with me, you're totally free to disagree. And people like, who else is there? Sheikh Ayub Surati, he's one of the senior scholars. I'm talking about senior scholars who are specialized in certain areas. Can you take opinion outside of the madhab? As long as you ask someone about that, yes. As long as you ask an expert in that particular madhab. So I want to become a feminist. I don't know, is there like some form you have to fill in to become a feminist, or is there like some assault course you guys have to do? How does it work? Are there any books that I should go through? You can go through Hanafi works, like for example, start off with something basic like Fiqh al-Muyassar. There's actually a nice book called Fiqh al-Hanafi fi وأدلته فقه الحنفي وأدلته. It's a very nice book. Sheikh Abdul Rahim bin Bada, yeah, he's also mashallah a very good scholar. Assault course, yeah, AB, you know it, bro. I don't know what these guys want to ask me when they say, oh, I want to become a feminist. Like, come on, yeah, like, what do you want? Like, is there like some form you have to fill in, or is there like some hoops you have to jump through? I mean, it just sounds a bit strange. Father got ill whilst in state of ihram, was admitted into hospital, left Mecca without performing. Subhanallah. Allah make it easy. May Allah give him shifa kamil. Is it sufficient to stick to the basics of Islam without going too deep as a layman? Yes, 100%. Is dam applicable in this state? So in this state, basically what he's going to do is he's in the state of ihsar. Ihsar basically means that he has to now, he can do, one of three things. One of them is dam, so he gives dam. And then what he basically does is he does a qada of the umrah another time when he's fit enough, inshallah. Do you know Sheikh Yusuf Darwan from... No, I don't know him. Oh, yes, Yusuf Darwan. Yes. I met him a few times. MashaAllah, very nice voice. My coworker got super mad at me for not saying peace be upon him when I mentioned Muhammad. I'm not Muslim. No, that was not right of him. That's not right for him to do that. May Allah reward you. Ameen. Jazakallah khair al-Hindi. Salam Sheikh. Sorry if it's late. I am going to Umrah soon. How is Istilam done? Istilam done is just you raise your hands at the Qibla. You can do one at the black stone. Two hands, one hand. You can even kiss. Is it okay to study under Deobandi Institute? I would have no problem with that. You can study under Deobandi, under Brailvi, inshallah. Is there any obligation in Islam to fully obey ida'ah? Ida'ah? Is it? I don't know that. Ida'ah, parents, or is the obligation to have bir towards them? I don't know what you're saying, but you have to obey your parents, yes. You must obey. Whatever your parents tell you, you must obey your parents. As long as they are not commanding you to do something which is wrong. Sheikh, is it permissible for me to be an actor? As long as you're not doing any bad acting, as long as you're not doing anything haram. Is istibsar a valid source? Istibsar, the Shia source. Are you talking about the Shias? Istibsar. Shia works. Sheikh, can I say, I'm Zeno. I think you're like one of those random guys who just ask like a random questions that have no benefit, but you're just trying to test me. Okay, but Ustaz, don't you need to start with takbir to start tawaf? So yeah, Bismillah, Allahu Akbar. Yeah, you have to say that. But istilam is basically raising of the hands. What about root HRD in Mado ala Hardin? What about root Hardin? I don't understand. What about this? Is it okay to distance from someone with views such as Qadianism? Of course. Of course, Qadianis are not Muslims. When's the last time you spoke to Malam? Malam, as in, are you talking about Abu Layth? Abu Layth, oh, I don't know. I think maybe in a janaza a few years ago. Yeah, maybe it's a janaza. Sheikh, who are some of your favorite speakers to listen to? I don't really listen to speakers. That's the thing. Yeah, I don't like. I think when you start learning, I think you like reading books more than listening to speakers. Yes, scholars don't really listen to other scholars because the Quran is greater than any scholar. So the benefit you get from listening to Quran or reading books is much greater. Thoughts on Bro Haji? I don't know. Apparently, he studied by me. He says to me he studied by me, but I don't know him that well. I don't really kind of read his posts and things. Okay, guys, I am going to finish it there. Jazakallah khair. Jazakumullah khair. I will see you guys next time, inshallah. So take care, everybody. Have a nice week, and hopefully next Friday, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.